And just like that, baby, we're back. We're back. All right. So for all those that have been following me for the last 2 weeks or so, you guys know that I've been doing like the East Coast tour. I visited New York. I did a pit stop in Philly and ended up in DC. And now I'm back home in Los Angeles. It's great to be back. I love this place. Had a lot of great food out on the East Coast, but today, when we're back home, I wanted to do a little bit more Asian food because I did miss a lot of good Asian food when I was out on the East Coast. And what better Asian food to try today than Filipino food? You guys know that over the last year or so, I've been introduced to really good Filipino food, and I really want to expand on that cuisine a little bit. And so today we're gonna head out to Eagle Rock to check out a restaurant. I think it's a family-owned restaurant that serves authentic Filipino cuisine. I think it's gonna be an awesome feast. Stay tuned and I'll show you everything that I get. Alright guys, so I'm actually in the restaurant now, and the first thing I want to show you is take a look at this awesome menu. And I love menus when they have photos, and they have a lot of great photos here. It's so awesome. Okay, I seriously ordered up a storm. Definitely gonna have some food to go for later, but I think just like for me, I think I did like 5 or 6 different dishes. I got some of the famous Filipino items that most people like, but I also asked the staff for unique, super authentic items that you typically only find at an authentic Filipino restaurant. So that's exactly what I did today. I just think there's so many. I think there's like 100 different items on here. And I can't wait for the food to come. I am prepared for today's feast. Hopefully you guys are as well. So join me in about 5 or 10 minutes and let's get the feasting started. So all the food is here and I just can't begin to tell you how much I ordered. I think I ordered 6 main courses, and I also have a dessert that's coming at the end of this. So a lot of food to go through today. Let's begin our feast. All right, first thing first, I want to show you, like, they brought me 2 scoops of rice and they're like in a mountain here. So I'm gonna scoop a little bit onto my plate. I think I'm gonna go with their crispy pork belly. Take a look at this, guys. Oh, can you see that? This is beautiful. I love like this giant big chunks of crispy pork belly. These are like not your average size pork belly, okay? The other places that I've been to, their pork belly is much smaller. But just look at how big this chunk is. It's like, okay, you see it's like in a sandwich format. On the outside, you got the crispy pork skin. You got another layer of the lean meat, followed by another layer of fat, followed by more lean meat, and just look at the inside. Okay, look at that crisp. And on the side, they actually give me this right here. Okay, this is the sauce. I don't know what it tastes like, but we're about to find out. So let's go ahead and grab a piece. Let's dip it in this sauce. Oh my gosh, it is. Oh, can you hear that crisp? You know what? I'm gonna use my hands. It's too hard with a fork. Oh, and it just broke apart. Crispy. Fatty. Crunchy. I don't know if you can hear the crunch. Oh. It's fantastic. Look at that fat. Look at that. Little bubbles. Oh. That is fantastic, guys. I'm gonna offset That's pork belly with some vegetables. And take a look at the vegetables that I got. This one is actually called Ginataang Gulay. Looks like maybe this is like pumpkin and some eggplant. Definitely some, oh, you know what? This might be a bitter melon and some okra. Looks like some pork, cilantro, and maybe some, you know what? I don't know. Oh, you know what? Green beans, okay? And in this curry. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just scoop in right here and put some on my plate. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, and there's shrimp too. The curry, it's not actually as rich as I anticipated. I actually thought it was going to be very, very rich, but it's not. And definitely lots of greens. The dominant flavor that I get was probably from the okra and the green beans. The other flavors, the other ingredients in here, kind of neutral. That is like a melody of different colors. They got orange, they got green, they got leafy greens, they got non-leafy greens, they got melon. This is gonna feed many, many people. Look at the size of this bowl. It's like the size of my head. I wanna check out this other dish that I got. And I don't know if you can see this, but this one is actually called Pancit Bihon. Pancit Bihon. You see the glass noodles? And you got some like sausages, and you got some lemon, okay, cabbages. You know what? I'm going to pick up one of these slices of lemon, and I'm just gonna drizzle it. Oh yes, look at that. All right, let's grab some of these noodles. Let's put some on my plate. To me, it actually reminds me of like Chinese, what we call mi fen. But obviously, we're in a Filipino restaurant, so this is probably their version of mi fen. And take a look at this. I don't know if you can see the steam, but it's piping hot. Mmm. Mmm. That Pancit Bihon has great flavor, almost like a curry flavor, but in a dry form.
Oh, if I do it on the right side, doesn't matter.
Vegetables are crunchy. And I got this little shrimp right here. Wow. Now, they said that this particular dish is actually one of the most popular. I was actually a little skeptical, to be honest, because I'm not that big of a fan of glass noodles or in Chinese cuisine, mi fen. But this, my friends, this right here, this is no joke. It's really, really good. You know what? Actually, I'm just gonna take this gigantic plate of noodles. I'm just gonna take a huge bite. There. It's not overly oily, which makes it really, really easy to eat a lot of it. But flavors are fantastic. I really, really and highly recommend drizzling that lemon, as I did before, onto this, because it adds that acidity and that cleanliness. Great balance, guys. They call this a milkfish. On the first pass, it looks a little bit like trout to me. Okay. Let me try to flip this thing over so you see the other side. Oh, look at that. Looks awesome. This is probably like a 1 to 2 pound fish. And looks like it's a little crispy. And the texture, from what I can tell from this angle, reminds me a lot like trout. And on the side, gave me some dipping sauce. Let's dip some and give it a try. The texture is a little bit like trout, a little drier. The sauce on the side has like a vinegar type of sauce, vinegar slash soy sauce slash, yeah, maybe it's just some two ingredients. I was really hoping that by ordering this milkfish, I would get to try something like extremely different, but I got my hopes up a little too high on the fish. But the fish is actually, you know, in my opinion, very mediocre with regards to like the style, right? I was thinking it might taste, you know, very different, but the flavor and the texture and the way it looks is very familiar with the other types of fish that I have on a regular basis. This one is called chicken adobo. It's very saucy, and they got some chicken leg here, so it's dark meat and a lot of seasoning. Not even sure what kind of leaf this is, but take a look. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna grab one, maybe this one right here. Put it on my plate. Oh yeah. Probably braised this for a long time. You see that? Oh my gosh. Super soft. Now I highly recommend eating this with some rice, because with the amount of sauce, it can get a little salty. So it's okay. I got a lot of rice here. Now, but I feel like they have braised this thing for like a long time. The chicken literally falls off the bone. And if I were to guess, had they used white meat, the white meat will be just as soft. You know, white meat for chicken oftentimes is like, when you think about chicken breast or white meat, you think dry, tough. But with the way they cook this, I suspect even white meat will taste as tender as this. Before I jump to the last one, I do want to try their crinkle cut fries. Perhaps an afterthought? I'm not sure. But here it is. Now, oh, here's a cross section of the fry. It's a little raw. A little raw. I don't know, it's kind of interesting to have crinkle cut fries on top of my chicken adobo. An afterthought? Maybe. Do you need it? Not really. Go without it. Add something colorful. That would be my suggestion. But who do I know? I'm just here to eat. This one is actually going to be a beef dish. This beef dish is actually called beef steak Tagalog. Now, for those that are not familiar with Filipino cuisine or Filipino culture, Tagalog is the national language. You got big pieces of steak on here with onion. Again, very saucy. Reminds me a lot like the chicken adobo, except this time using steak. Okay, you see how saucy that is? So I probably would be eating this with a lot of rice as well. I anticipate this to be having a crazy ton of flavor. Look at that. it tastes a lot like the chicken adobo. A lot like it. Except with beef. And I feel like I'm just saying, I'm regurgitating my what I just said. Maybe like right before I took that bite. But it's exactly what I anticipated. It's like a chicken adobo, except with beef. Really, really strong flavor on the soy sauce. Borderline salty. So, I would say, if I had to make a recommendation, I would say maybe ease up on the salt a little bit. Because the flavor is actually really good. I think it's just hard to have a lot of it, given that it can get a little salty, and I'm trying to find like rice here to kind of offset and complement the meats here. But I think so far out of all these dishes, my favorite's gonna have to be the pork belly. We started off really, really strong, and unfortunately we didn't end as strong as how we started. But I think the food, the quality, the potential, okay, the potential can certainly be way up there. And I think just a few minor tweaks on some of the dishes, and we'll get some perfect scores. But we're not done yet. I'm going to take a break to clean up some more of the dishes here, and I'm gonna come back to you guys and show you my dessert. So don't go too far. I'll be back with my dessert in a couple minutes. So I promised you guys that there was one more dish that I want to show you, and that is dessert. One of my favorite courses of any meal. In fact, if I could, I would probably start with dessert in every single meal. The Turon Delight is basically like they slice a whole bunch of bananas, and then they wrap it in like this wonton skin, and they deep fry it. And then on top, you can see I got some ube ice cream, and I'm just gonna grab one. To me, it looks kind of like egg rolls. Okay, and here's a close-up. You can see the bananas, and I love anything ube. So I think this is gonna be really, really delicious. Wow, really, really good. I like how the texture is. You got soft inside, crispy outside, and this ube ice cream, it's like melting on top of it. I don't know if this is a dessert that is kind of like a true Filipino dessert, or the restaurant kind of created it themselves. But if you guys know Filipino cuisine, definitely let me know. I will be interested in hearing your thoughts. But I want to move on to this ube ice cream. Guys, I'm very biased to ube. One of my favorite flavors. There you go. A bite of that ube, a bite of this. That is a fantastic sweet finish to this amazing Filipino meal. I'm so glad that I worked out today. Have you guys worked out today? Next time you go try your local Filipino cuisine, just remind yourself, it's gonna be a big meal ahead of you. That is going to wrap up today's video on Filipino cuisine. I'm so glad I got to try some other Filipino dishes that I haven't got a chance to try before. There are some dishes that are familiar and I've tried before, but today there are also dishes that I haven't tried before and it's completely brand new. So I'm so glad that I did that today. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know which one out of the ones that I tried are your favorite. Comment down below so that I get to hear your feedback. And as usual, if you enjoy watching this video, give me a big thumbs up. So glad to be back here in LA and getting back to my daily routine, which basically is work out and eat. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my new channel, Epicurean Eric, or Epicurean with Eric Ye. You guys know what it is, right? And don't forget to hit that bell notification icon on the top right hand corner of your screen so you always get notified on my next video. That's it for today. We're gonna see you on the next one.